think we're back.
CPC 5? If not, we will go to a vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? CPC 5 carries. Bloc 17. Si Bloc 17 est adopté,
Bloc 17
All right.
is adopted.
I think
and,
we're coming into the home
have
stretch on
Bloc
this one.
20, 27, and PV8 will not be able to be called because of a conflict. So, Mr. Barcelou-Gival, you have the floor. Yes, I withdraw it. I withdraw the sub-amendment. Thank you. Block 18. If Block 18 carries, PV8, Block 20, and 26 cannot be debated because of a line conflict. You have the floor. Thank you, Chair. This amendment would see that the government, before it takes on special powers, would have to consult and would have to get the support of the province that would be affected. Any questions, comments?
Contre?
All those who are for, against, 18, Block 18 is defeated. Now we're on PB8, and I will give Ms. May the floor. PB8, you have the floor.
This is another a case where the government has said in press releases that projects won't go forward unless there's consensus. Obviously, that isn't referenced in Bill C5 anywhere. That there would be consensus, and consensus isn't defined. And the consultations, the only consultation the ministers must offer are to other federal ministers. Those are a requirement to talk to other federal ministers. My amendment would expand that to say meaningful consultation must also occur with the public. Meaningful consultation should occur with provincial ministers and territorial ministers who are also affected by a proposed designation of a project of national interest. And specifically in subsections B and C of my proposed amendment is a very specific requirement for Indigenous peoples with rights under Section 35 and with who may be adversely affected by carrying out the project, as well as members of the public. But I think the important thing to stress here is meaningful consultation, not just sort of check a box and say we've now consulted with you and we move on. So it's a critical way of ensuring that I think the intent as expressed by numerous ministers that this is about finding a national consensus to ensure that there's been meaningful consultation with the public, with other orders of government, and specifically with Indigenous peoples and nations who have rights under Section 35 as well as under the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. May. Colleagues, if PV8 is adopted, NDP 26, Block 19, and Block 20 cannot be moved due to a line conflict. Any questions, comments, or clarifications regarding PV8? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your hands. All those opposed? PV8 is defeated. On va aller avec Bloc 19.
They're not letting any changes happen, it seems.
18, and before I give Mr. Barcelou-Gival the floor, if this goes forward, two other amendments may not go forward. Mr. Barcelou-Gival, thank you, Chair. This amendment has an objective similar to the other. It would, it is such that what the
motherfucker escaped.
committed to doing, they would not force a province that didn't want something, that their refusal would be respected. Thank you, sir. All those in favor?
Let me guess. Not gonna pass.
Opposed? Defeated.
Shocker.
Block 20.
I'm
before
shocked
I give
that tells
Mr.
you.
Marcelo Duval the floor. If it is defeated, then Block 26 cannot go forward. It has the same objective. Thank you.
Hey, Maxi, how's it going?
Mr. Lozon. Well, it's like another block amendment. A government cannot be designated a national interest without other approvals. But it leaves one with the impression that
How's your night going, Maxi?
it's only one province that could
You're catching us near the tail end of the stream.
stop one's going forward.
Pretty good.
with a national
Well, I mean, not so great.
Mr. Barcelo
My sister had to put her
Duval,
dog down today,
before we vote,
so
I
that
would
was
like to
pretty shitty.
indicate for the
So that's what I was doing in the afternoon.
Give all provinces, not only Quebec, all provinces and territories the ability to accept.
Oh, that's okay.
issues that
I won't hold it against you.
go forward on its territory, not just Quebec. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna try and be a little bit more consistent this summer. Yeah, and it's like it's just a 2-year-old puppy, basically. Like there was a, and then just got lymphoma, I guess, or it just got a bunch of tumors, and it just came out of nowhere too.
Block 19 and block 20. That's fine. Questions, comments, clarification? NDP 26. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Yeah,
Those
it's really
opposed
fucking
to
sad.
NDP 26. NDP 26 is rejected. NDP 27. All those in favor? All those opposed? NDP 27 is rejected. We'll go now to CP.
Sur NPD 26.
Could you, what about NDP 26? No, we're on NDP 27.
Okay. Duly noted to the clerks. Yes. Okay. CPC 6, Ms. Stubbs.
Thank you, Chair. Again, given the lack of transparent decision making and the wide scope and scale of political decision making that this bill allows, Conservatives are attempting, and hope the Liberals will accept, to provide transparency on the project.
Oh, that's
list.
no worries.
So
Yeah.
this amendment would strengthen that transparency
Just
by
like
requiring all national
spot
interest
people can
projects
stop by.
to be published in an online public registry with clear details, costs, and timelines.
It's a little hangout
And
spot.
that we believe would ensure that Canadians and proponents can hold the government accountable, to understand why each project qualifies, to be confident in the process, and we propose this mainly on the principle of transparency and accountability.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stubbs. Mr. Kellaway.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a sub-amendment, so I can read it into the record. Mr. Chair, I have a sub-amendment, and I move that subparagraph 5.12C be deleted, and that the subparagraph 5.12D be renumbered as subparagraph 5.12C. Removing C because of the cost estimates could include market-moving information.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kellaway. We need that in writing, sir.
Yep. I think that's
so-
being circulated or
Okay,
being
so that's
sent, one or
being-
the other.
Okay, so that's being circulated, colleagues.
Jesus,
should we
what the fuck?
suspend, or do you think we're fine if it's being circulated right now? Yep. Great. So, colleagues, the sub-amendment to CPC 6 is being distributed to all members in both official languages. Yep. If any members need a moment to review it. You're good to go to vote on it? Okay. Seems like there's no debate required for this. Looks like members want to vote, so I'm going to go to a vote on the sub-amendment proposed by Mr. Kellaway. Pardon? You're good? Okay. All those in favor of the sub-amendment proposed by Mr. Kellaway, raise your hands, please. All those opposed? Sub-amendment does not pass. We'll go back to CPC 6. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote on CPC 6. Mr. Albus.
No, I'm just voting early.
Oh. All those in favor of CPC 6? All those opposed? Okay, carried unanimously. CPC 7, we'll turn it over to you, Ms. Stubbs, once again.
Just hang on a second. I was just having a little celebration here and a check mark that I didn't anticipate. Thank you. Yes. Look, and we're friends after all.
Possibly.
So, Mr. Chair and all colleagues, this amendment
Oh, no.
would give concrete timelines for
Rogan's
approval.
terrified of
And
death.
So we think that this is particularly important for national interest projects and proponents. And of course, since the government has not included the 2-year timeline that they keep talking about within the legislation, this is why we're putting forward this amendment.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stubbs. Questions, comments? Seeing none. All those in favor of CPC 7? All those opposed? CPC 7 is defeated. Now we'll turn it over to Ms. May for a brief introduction to PV 9.
Hear the emphasis he put on brief there?
Again, this is an attempt to create greater certainty and ensure that as the ministers make their decisions, they don't undermine other commitments the Government of Canada has taken. As a previously defeated motion amendment attempted to insert the concept of protecting biodiversity.
Has disabled my heavy attacks?
9
Come on.
seeks to amend C5 such that the minister is required to be satisfied that the project will not undermine Canada's global biodiversity goals in putting the project under consideration in Schedule 1. They must first be satisfied that biodiversity goals undertaken internationally by Canada will not be undermined. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chair. And I don't know if it's still your writing or not, Mike, but it's still God's country. Sorry, I just got to say.
1,000%.
Thank you very much, Ms. May. Questions, comments, clarification? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote on PV 9. All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Oh, yeah. May reads everything.
PV 9 is rejected.
Even with that blatant attempt to curry favor.
Jesus.
We all try our best, Miss May. Well done. All right, we're going to go to Bloc 21. Monsieur Barcelou-Duval, Bloc 21, s'il vous plaît.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Alors, l'objectif de Bloc 21...
Also, they literally have 17 minutes, and they just have to stop. They're not allowed to go later than 11:59.
19 to 20, so I would encourage everyone to allow me to convince them that they respect the will of Quebec and the provinces. Thank you, sir. Any questions, any comments? All those in favor? All those opposed? Defeated.
Thank you, Chair. Given that we all now, and we're happy to see the Liberals suddenly join us in this regard, now that we all appreciate the importance of energy security and national security and that they are inextricably linked, and of course that we have to protect Canadian businesses, supply chains, value chains.
Oh, yeah.
And
But, like, they have to let the
that
translators go home,
House of
unfortunately.
Representatives, what my amendment
Well, not
seeks to
unfortunately
do
for the
is
translators. It's
ensure
good that they should, that, like, there
that,
was like, yeah, no, you can't keep them as long as you
national
want.
security reviews for foreign or state-owned investments from adversaries or hostile countries to Canada will face an automatic national security review, and of course that's necessary to protect Canada's national interests, to safeguard Canada's critical infrastructure and major national interest projects from foreign interference, and we do believe that that would reinforce Canadians' public and also investor confidence in national interest projects.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stubbs. Questions, comments? Seeing none. All those in favor of CPC 8? All those opposed? CPC 8 carries. NDP 28, colleagues. All those in favor? All those opposed to NDP 28? NDP 28, if you could raise your hands up, colleagues, just make sure for the
Oh,
clerks,
God.
make sure it's clear. NDP 28 is rejected.
All right, I can feel it. I can feel
PV
it coming.
10, I will now turn it back over to Miss May if we still have her joining us online from the riding of Jaime Batiste.
What you and honored to be on the traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq, Maliseet, and Passamaquoddy people, Walalan, and I'm now and very much in the spirit of Shannon's happy check mark, looking at ways to achieve greater transparency. So, in the same spirit, this would require that the minister make available to the public all information relevant to the project so it can be publicly reviewed and disclosed, include a detailed description.
Okay, I lied.
And so on, so that
I'm not gonna make it.
the
I just have to go to
public
bed.
as well, of course, that Indigenous people
I'm sorry, guys. I
know
failed
that the
you.
information knowledge,
But it's
is-
11:45. I need to go to bed.
Is
So I'm gonna
described
find someone to rage you
could
into.
be considered confidential as it is gleaned from Indigenous knowledge holders. And again, it is important.
I'm not gonna make
this
it.
bill have
Yes.
additional work
I need to
in
get up
addition
and go to work in the
to,
morning, so.
the conservative amendment on greater transparency. This would make information far more widely available to the Canadian public, and certainly that anything that can be reasonably be publicly disclosed. Obviously not confidential business information, or as I mentioned earlier, Indigenous knowledge that is not to be publicly shared.
Is there anyone good to stream? I'll be back. I'm not gonna be gone for as long this time. If there's anyone good I should raid.
And minimal other information. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Miss May. Questions, comments, colleagues? Seeing none, I'll go to a vote. All those in favor of PV 10, please raise your hand. All those opposed? PV 10 does not carry. Rendu à bloc 22, Monsieur Barcelou-Duval.
Mr. Barcelou-Duval. Thank you, Mr.
Who's this?
Chair. The objective of this amendment is to make sure that when the minister sets out conditions
Are they live?
regarding a national interest project, that we take into consideration biodiversity, and the minister must be convinced that all efforts
Sure.
to protect biodiversity.
They just
will be
started,
carried
so let's rate them.
Thank you, Mr. Barcelou-Duval. Other questions or comments? 4.
Everyone go be
Raise
nice.
your hands. Against?
Oh, well, we already went with Pinko the Bear, so.
Rejeté.
All right.
On va aller encore une fois avec
Bloc,
I appreciate y'all hanging out,
Barcelou-Duval.
and
I
I'll
will
see you on the
withdraw
flip side.
this one. Thank you very much.